Hi, I'm attorney Ben Haynes. I'm a founding partner at the law firm of Haynes and DePaz. I've been blogging about foreclosure surplus funds in the state of Florida for about 2 years now. Have over 60 blogs written. And each blog is an experience that I've personally experienced representing people in court, or I've received calls for consultations. And the main theme of this vlog today is going to be don't assign away your rights to a third-party company. And let me elaborate. When you once a foreclosure sale occurs, if there's a surplus of funds, you're going to be getting berated by a multiple amount of what they call asset recovery companies or surplus recovery companies. Most of these companies are not lawyers. In fact, probably about 99% are not. They will tell you they have lawyers in-house. Most of them do not. Most of them are hiring or outsourcing to an attorney. So this is what happens when you assign away your rights to a surplus case. You assign it away to a third-party company. That third-party company is no longer representing you. They are representing themselves. They file what's called a motion to intervene in the case, which means they become a party to the lawsuit themselves. Then they hire a lawyer to represent them in court, not you, them. Many times, these companies are doing everything based upon volume because they're only allowed to charge up to 12% legally. So they want to get as many cases as possible. And because they're not governed by the Florida bar, because they're not lawyers, they can contact you and call you directly, which should be a red flag within itself, as lawyers have advertising guidelines that we must follow in order to contact someone directly in a case such as a surplus case. So once you assign away those rights, you essentially lose all control of your case. You just do. If there's any hiccups in the case, which most of the time you're going to have obstacles in collecting, these surplus companies are clueless. They don't know what they're doing. Most of the time the attorneys they hire, they're paying a couple $100, so they don't really care. They don't put forth the effort that needs to be done. And I've seen many people lose surplus money because these third-party companies don't know how to properly go get surplus funds, to put it lightly. Now, worst case scenario, I've seen people assign away their rights and then never get their money, even though the surplus company was able to get the money. And this is my main concern and my biggest ought with assigning away surplus funds. When you do that, these third-party companies are not governed by the Florida bar. So what happens if they take the entire amount of your surplus funds? What are you going to do? Sue them? How are you going to collect the money? You're going to have a paper judgment, and I've seen these surplus companies many times change their business entity name. They'll work for about a year, maybe 6 months, and then they'll dissolve their company and just open up another one. So your legal recourse is absolutely slim. And if you do criminal sanctions, still, you're not going to get the money back. It's that simple. My advice to every owner in Florida that is entitled to surplus funds is this: hire your own foreclosure surplus recovery lawyer. When I get hired to represent a former owner to go collect surplus funds, I am not only taking it on a contingency, which means I only get paid if I win and collect the funds, but I'm representing your interest, not a third-party company. Yours. I file a notice of appearance for you, not a third-party company. You don't assign away any rights when you hire me or another surplus lawyer. A surplus lawyer is going to represent your interest in the case. So if you are wanting to truly collect your surplus funds and have the best opportunity to, my advice is to hire a foreclosure surplus lawyer to represent your rights. We represent former owners in any county in the state of Florida. That means we will go wherever, and we take it only on contingency. So you're not out of pocket any money, and we're not paid unless we win and collect your funds. So to end this, do not assign away your foreclosure surplus rights. Hire your own lawyer to represent you. I'm Ben Haynes. Have a good day.